don't know if you guys know, 25 years of Boba Fett. See this hoodie? Oh yeah. Can you look up here, young man? Let's go. Everybody's watching here. We're going to talk about rendering, lighting, and taking screen grabs, okay? So take a look at what I'm about to do here. Okay. All right. So if I press N, that part of the page is gone, okay? Okay, so if I say to you guys I want a wireframe in your app, in your whatever you're using, Windows or Mac, okay? This is what I mean, okay? This is wireframe. See over here, right here? Wireframe on. Don't bring it down to like this. It's really low, right? So what where am I? Over here? Apologies. Let's go back. I just crank it to 1. So 2 circles, come down to the arrow, but wireframe on. So we have wireframe on. This kind of shows us our topology. It means the way we modeled how the surfaces look and everything, right? So let's say this is kind of like the overall idea of what you're making, for example, and you want to take a shot of this from above or whatever. Just go Command-Shift-4 on the Mac, and you basically come in here and just go like that, and that gets cut into the desktop, okay? So if I hit Command-Shift-3, the whole screen with the MS Teams over there is printed. So what you could do, and I think, who was it earlier that asked me, was it Rianne or someone else that asked me about, it wasn't Rianne, sorry, about taking any shots you want. Yeah, you could do screen grabs like this, right? For example, you can say, hey, Mr. Balin, look at this. This is kind of a cool shot. I call these vistas, point of views, okay? That's really nice, right? It's kind of, you want to make it like, right? You want to make it so that it's kind of, you want to gawk at, you want to look at and go, wow, that's impressive, right? So impressive doesn't mean this. Look, guys, here's a shot, Balian. There. I'm going to take a shot right now. Command-Shift-4 or Command-Shift-3, whatever. That doesn't work. Or some people will take a shot from all the way out here. And I'm like, you did all that work, but I can't see it. Do you get what I mean? Show off your work. Okay? So now we're going to come in here. We're going to say, okay, yeah, this is a kind of cool view. Maybe this is my first approach to it in the game, maybe. And I'm just going to kind of play around. I'm holding middle scroll button, okay? And I'm just taking a shot like this. And then you zoom in and zoom out if you want. So you can say, okay, I think this is kind of cool, kind of okay, right? Kind of okay. And now you take a shot. So you kind of go in here and say, I think this will impress people, I think. Command-Shift-4, come in here, take that shot. This is a nice wireframe shot. You want to show off your modeling techniques? You come in here and you say, hey, Mr. Balian, check this out. Okay, I'm going to come in. I'm going to do a close-up. There's the clown coming out of the van every day while we record. So you want to show off this right here. This is your hard work, right? You go Command-Shift-4. Or on Windows, I told you guys Snippet is my favorite. Snip tool is awesome. You go Control-N for new, Control-S for save. So anytime you do, you press Control-N, you get the cross there, and then you make the box, and then off you go. So this is called detail, stuff that you've done. Show off, right? Show off your work. There it is in wireframe. Now, if I was to take a render, okay, it's over here, but you're going to see that nothing is going to come out. I don't think I have any lights in here right now. I don't think so. Render image, watch this. Error. Because I don't have a camera in here, okay? So here's problem 1. No camera, and there's no light. There are no lights. So if we come in here, you're going, hey, this is the lighting view. I did some colors like this earlier just to play around because we were with Andrew. I was playing with twin motion. So you could do stuff like this as well, right? Again, there's nothing going on, nothing special here. If you did spend time and you colored these, and these are not relevant for me. I just did it just for blocking, okay? So this is a method. You can say, Mr. Balian, I didn't have time right now. This is work in progress. This is what I've done. I'm like, great. This looks cool. But if you want to really take a shot, you got to click on this. And see, I'm clicking on the camera, and there's absolutely no camera in here right now. Okay, that's 1. Next. I think there's some kind of a light in here, right? Let me double check in here my first collection. Is there any lights? No, there are none. Okay, cool. Okay, so we have this, right? So now, let's start with lights first. Okay, first off, add. For camera, whatever you want, you got to press add, right? Shift-A. Come in for light. So one thing I do all the time, I hit the sun here, and I bring it up. Okay, and then what happens is there's a light bulb here, okay? So I'm going to now give it a mood color, okay? So I'm thinking like quasi whatever. I don't know. I'm going to do something like this. Who knows? Like somewhere in here. Okay, maybe I'll even just really mess it up right now. Just go into, ooh. a warm orange, okay? Because it seems like I'm going with this team. So right now you're looking at this, you're going, nothing's happening here. I wonder what's going on. If I click here, look at this. See what just happened here? Okay, so I've got some kind of a light in here. This is kind of cool because you're seeing things in silhouette. But what happens if I crank this number from 1 to 5? Anything? Ah, a little more, right? You see that? I don't know if that's working for me. What if I press 10 here? Okay, now you're seeing some kind of a glow. There's a reason why mine is glowing like this, because I believe I added bloom in here somewhere. Yeah. Okay, watch the difference. Look. This is so cool. Okay, in this app, I love this. So be ready. Look, right here. All right. Right now, don't worry about this. Look at the camera. Eevee. Okay, Eevee is a quick, beautiful render method. So right now, this is kind of cool to show silhouette work, right? So watch the difference when I add ambient. Nothing going on, but the minute I add bloom, it glows. It glows the lights, right? Okay, so let's say you did that, right? You go back to the light bulb and you say, Mr. Bellin, this is a little too much. I'm going to go with 5, whatever, okay? Now, if you wanted to put little glow lights inside these areas where there's fire going on, I would probably come in here and go add light and maybe a point light. Where is that point? So I'll just come in here right now and I'll bring it up here. Okay, and I'm going to go to top view, press 7 just to see where it is. So for example, maybe I'll just put one in here. I'll go to 1 for elevation. Oh, that looks kind of cool too, doesn't it? Look at that. Look at that effect, hey? Isn't that nice? This is white. So what if I make this into like a deep red? Ooh, a deep red, he says. I have no idea how this is going to. So what if I crank this to 100? This is too much now. I'm exaggerating, okay? So let's see what it did here. It does something. We've got shadows and so on. Okay, so this is, you can kind of play around and then don't you know what, just come in here and see what this does. But at this point, we don't know what's happening until I put a camera in there, right? If you guys want to do this for today, it's perfectly fine. Take screen grabs like this. You are perfectly welcome to do that. Okay, it's work in progress because it's due in another week. Okay, so let's see how this thing really looks in the render, which I said Eevee is super fast, okay? There's another render engine here. There's another one in here that's called Cycles. It does things like this, which could probably destroy your computer if it's old. Meaning like it will chug, 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 you can crash. So unless your computer is awesome, and meaning like, you know, relatively new with a dedicated video card, this is gonna hit you. Let's say bye-bye for this for now. I'm just gonna leave it at Eevee, okay? So let's go to add, bring a camera in here. This is kind of tricky in this app. It took me a while to figure it out. So look, I made a camera, right? So if I click on camera, I should see what the camera is looking at, right? Boom, nothing. So look at this. I'm going to press N. You're going to come in here and look. T is for tool, N is for this one. See, TNT Dynamite. I've said this to you guys before. Here's N, camera to view. So now I can kind of zoom out and kind of see what's going on. See? See that? Anything I do with my middle scroll, it's being affected right here. So let's just see how this looks with using cycles. Nope, Eevee, baby, AV right here. So let's see what it does. Render image. And it should be F12. So that's my shot. Okay, so do you see that, right? Now watch the difference. Now if you want to save this, what's on their image? I wonder. Oh, image. Save as, just wait, there's another version of this I'll do. For now, I'll go, I'm going to call this shot 1, okay? Shot underscore test cycles underscore 01, whatever, okay? So it's PNG, right? So you see this, you're going back, there's nothing to it. It's the same thing that I saw on the screen. Correct. Until the minute you come over here, wherever I was earlier. Oh, I did the bloom, didn't I? Okay, why didn't that come out the way I wanted to? I wonder. Maybe I should be adding the lights a little stronger and so on. So you see, if you zoom out now, and you want to show this like that, okay? So you got to play with your lights. So I did the bloom, okay? I'm not going to go screen space reflection, so let's just see how this one looks. Okay, so let me find my sun for a second. I'm going to crank up the sun value. Look, right now it's 5, right? And I'm going to make this maybe white so you guys... Okay, or a little blue would be nice, wouldn't it? Look at that. Okay, see that? Okay, so what if I crank this to 10? What is that going to do? So you got to play. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, look at this. Now let's render F12. Do you see that? It's a little strong, right? You got to play around. So that's why for today, you don't have to have this perfectly done, right? You just need a bit of color, a bit of wireframe, you're good to go. But in a week time, you got to take your time, play with the numbers. It's back and forth. Take notes, right? Write down and say, okay, I had the sun at 10, and this is what I got. Okay, so next time I'm going to try 20. Next time I'm going to try 5, and just see what shot works for you. Okay? Does that make sense to you guys? Sounds good? So again, image, save as. We go, test cycles. I'm going to say O2 right here. Thank you. Boom. Done. So I've got that shot. It's saved. But the way to do it is over here. Render, image. Render, image. Okay? So if I come in here now, look, you want to do something grandiose. Remember, something, ooh, that looks good, doesn't it? Something like this. Let's just bring this down a bit. Maybe I'll tilt the camera a bit and just bring this up. Something like that. I want to try to get it into player's view kind of thing. Okay, so let's see what I could do. Maybe a shot like this, okay? Let's see what that looks like. So you hit F12. And for me on this computer, I have to hit function F12. That should work on my, and there's that shot, right? So now I can go image, save as, all right? And then you guys can resize it. So you have the option of PNG, you can do it as a JPEG and whatever else you want. And the way to do that is somewhere down here, I think. Let's see. See down here? See how it says PNG here, guys? Do you see the printout here? It's wild icons in this app, right? It's like a printer. Okay, 1920, 1080. How big do you want it? Okay, do you want this 100%? If you're testing it out at home initially, just quickly, like go to 50% here. And then that way you don't crank up, you don't destroy your computer. But 100% is what you want in the end. Nobody needs to do 1920, 1080s all the time. It's up to you, okay? But if you want to change it to JPEG, come on down. Change it to JPEG. There you go, right? Now, if I come in here and then I just take another shot that I said to you guys, I want to do, I want to create a close-up. So I need to add a light in here. I'm in the shadows right now, as you see, right? So something like this in the view, who knows? I'm going to kind of frame it, something like that, okay? So there's not enough light. I'm in the shadows here. This is not going to be a good shot, but let's just render it anyway. Right, there you go. See, I'm in the dark here. It doesn't work, right? Do you guys see what I'm talking about, right? So there's a couple things you can do here. You can say to yourself, okay, let's get out of camera battalion. Okay, do I need another sun? So if I just did this Shift D and then press X, watch this, X, move it over, I'm blowing it out of the water now. It's really, really strong. What if I come over here and change this to a 1? And what if I kind of rotate it? I don't know. Can I rotate? I think I can. See, I'm rotating it. All right? So here you can use this view to do all these things, and it didn't rotate for me, so I'm going to have to kind of select it there. Yeah. Okay, is that rotating? Kind of, yeah? Okay, something like that. And what you can do as well is say, I want a point light right behind it. So there's a lot of little tricks you can do in lighting. Okay, so look, I made a point light here, and I'm going to bring it right behind the pillar, right behind it, so I can light it up a bit. Look, see somewhere over here? Maybe I'll bring it right here, and I'll just pop it like that over here. And I'll say I want this to be red or, I don't know, something like that, okay? So that's too much, so let's go to 2. Okay, bring the camera back. Okay, let's see if that made a difference. I have no idea. Let's see here. Not really. I don't know. Let's see. Let's render. Is there an improvement from before? A wee bit. A little bit. Okay? So play around like that. Now watch the difference in cycles, okay? Look. So if you have the time and you want to go to cycles, oh baby, look how long that takes. See that? You're going to have to go have a drink of water or tea, come back. Right? Let me go render it. Watch. Render image. Okay? Now watch. Now, I saw a video a couple days ago when the Blender Foundation somewhere. Somebody had a video where they showed how they can improve cycles with couple settings. Don't worry about it. Like, this is what I mean. Like, there's a lot. Lighting is a whole profession in itself, guys. Special effects is a whole thing in itself, okay? But glows are good, right? If we use that method that I showed you guys with the glow method that I used in the past, do you guys remember the crystals, how I use glow? That works amazing in both renders. But with cycles, it takes a bit of time, see? And then there's also like what color do you want in the back? I'm just going to escape out of here. That takes forever. I don't have time for this. Okay? So if I change this back to Eevee, And then, you know, you can like play around with your lights and do as you wish. Okay, so if I change something in here, for example, if I wanted to select something in here and make it a glow, that would be kind of cool, right? Okay, I'm going to leave it here. Is that okay? And I'll take up questions right after. This was a long demo, okay? Thank you.